here at the GSL Codas. Cases with me is Artosis. This is all brought to you by Pepsi, our main sponsor. We've got Razor and G-Skill sponsoring us too. Life is good. These games are exciting. It's 1-1 right now. So we at least got 3 more games with these guys.
At least two
more games. Whoa, I just did that. Sorry.
It's fine.
You talk, Artosis. I'm not good at this broadcasting stuff.
I'm really excited to see how it keeps going. An interesting point to point out is that TricKsteR's done 2 completely different all-ins.
Yes.
Neither
I wonder
of those
if he has
had
more
any real transition capability.
I'm wondering if he has plans to do another one like this because, let's face it, the next map is Crossfire.
That's the map you don't all-in against Zergon.
Yeah.
That's the map where you just slowly get up to 4 bases.
But here's the thing, though, is like dual sites like the map you don't need to all-in on either. You know what I mean? I'm like, really? Like, even the pylon placement, I'm like, God, he could just take a gold base. I mean,
yeah, I disagree with it. I didn't like his build in the first game. I liked what LuCieRa did. I did not like what TricKsteR did. I don't think he brought anything new to the table. Nothing particularly well thought out. I didn't like it. Second game though was totally
great.
Different story.
We don't see that strategy.
No, it was just so technical. I thought that was the best word. I'm going to keep saying it.
I won't stop you. I won't take that away from you, Artosis.
Yeah, it was so specific the way it was cycling through units. It was awesome.
We are still, we're waiting basically to get the players introduced again. The Korean commentators has, I guess, some more to talk about with that match. But okay, here we go. There it is. There they are. I guess it's Korean Crossfire. This is a 1-on-1 map. One of the weirder maps to play on, I think, out of all the maps we have here.
Indeed, it is. The countdown tasteless has begun.
You do it, Artosis.
Here we go. Woo! No. It's 1-1. The game's going to start. Tasteless is a coward, so I'm doing this.
That's right. I'm weak.
And we're going to go ahead and say the commentators are wrapping up. And here we go. Great. Thanks.
Over here in the upper right starting location, a player formerly known as TricKsteR, a player formerly on the team East Row, TricKsteR. Is that good? TricKsteR. He is looking very focused right now.
He is.
This is a big moment in his career. In the bottom left, we have teammate of Nesty, the best Zerg in the world, LuCieRa.
Wow. Well,
LuCieRa. So, I really want to know what TricKsteR's going to do because right now most of this has been LuCieRa just reacting.
Yeah.
He's actually just not even had a moment to play. I think the games he expected to play. I mean, Zerg is a pretty reactionary race, but in this case, even more so in these games.
Well, it looks like it's going to be a Forge Expand. Again, a pretty wide open, hard place to Forge Expand on. If LuCieRa so wants, he can do something like Roach all in. Make just a few roaches. Actually, never mind.
He's doing something else.
Yeah,
he's doing a cannon rush. Yeah.
He might pylon in his probe. He might just make 3 pylons at the bottom of that ramp in a moment because LuCieRa has no idea what's going on. He did not drone scout, so there is the possibility. TricKsteR was actually the guy who kind of founded and made very popular the double pylon wallins, which got patched at the bottom of a ramp, where now you always need 3 because 2 is too easy.
Do you think he's going to go for 3 in this case, or is he going to go behind the minerals?
I think he's going to go behind though. Yeah, he's making.
All right, here we go. All right, there it is. Nice. Yeah. He just. Yeah.
Interesting so far.
Yeah, I was going to say. I think he's going to say. Seems like he needs a third one unless he's going to do something either.
I feel like he's blundering a little bit.
Well, this actually looks like a disaster so far because you can't. Again, this is one of these strategies. If you don't get the cannon up, you don't just like, whoops. Well, I'm just going to do this now. It's well, you just kind of die.
It's pretty all-in-ish at this point. It's pretty all-in tasteless. Well, the Zealot is being made, but he's going to go with the Nexus. Interesting. So, it's not the end of the world what just occurred. It is not. It is
a botched rush,
though.
though.
Definitely. I mean, he wanted to make a cannon back there. And Lucira lost almost no mining time. TricKsteR did not make another pylon to finish any sort of wall, and even if he had, the queen could come over and hit it from the high ground. I don't think the hatchery would have died, most likely.
I think he's got too much of a reputation for doing this kind of stuff.
He really does.
This is a StarCraft 1 style rush. You basically run in here with one Zealot, you try to get the drones, and then Lucira's like, no, LOL, I'm so good, you're not going to kill any.
Nice placement, though, on that, and killing off more Zerglings than he probably should be.
Not bad, though, losing Zerglings nowhere near as bad as losing drones.
Yeah. Losing 4, so it was an even trade for TricKsteR there to kill those Zerglings off. In the meantime, he has pretty much walled himself off. He's pretty safe from whatever's going to happen. We have a lot of queens being made by Lucira, as well as drones, so looks like everything's going to stabilize and normalize until we see what is TricKsteR's next move. Is he going to do some sort of 2-base all-in? Is he going to try to play some sort of macro game? And I got to tell you, Tasteless, I want to see the macro game. I want to see him actually play this map out. I think if he's planning as best he possibly can, I don't care if you're playing Nesty or Lucira or whoever. If you've got a PVZ on this map of all maps, this is a map that you can win in a macro game against Zerg.
Yeah, I mean, Zerg gets that one base that's easy to get for them in their corner of the map. But then after that, it's like, well, where do you expand after that? It gets a little bit, gets a little bit messy.
And everything's kind of at a choke, so Storms and Colossus do so well. You run out of bases real quick, so it's a very Protoss-ish map in this matchup. Or at least it has seemed
so
far.
Is it Protoss-ish?
Protoss-ish.
All-in-ish, Protoss-ish, All right, the Zealots are going to try to get up the ramp. Now they can kill the queen if he doesn't move it. Oh, what do you
total misclick there. And
it's like the hardest thing to keep a queen alive on. You're like, I got to micro on this weird little area of creep. I'm high ground on the ramp. Well, that's fine. 2 Zealots for a queen is pretty good.
Yeah. And, he's getting scouting done. He's doing a good job with these Zealots. He has these extra minerals. He got gas mining a little bit quick. Or rather, a little bit slowly. So he's doing a good job with what he has. We do have some roaches being popped out right now, 4 roaches. And I think that's most certainly just as a harassment on the wall, not any sort of all-in whatsoever. He's artistly getting Evolution Chamber, refilling his queen, another hatch, 4 more drones. So basically, he might kill a building while TricKsteR gets out the Void Ray and chases him away.
Might. Well, again, this game, the same style coming from TricKsteR. It's one where he wants to control the game, limit the Zerg's options. Lucira so far has been pretty good at reacting.
He
has been pretty good at reacting, excuse me. And I love that Stalker placement. Look at that.
Yeah, that's
so
nice,
smart.
And with the Void Ray coming out, Lucira, will he run with the roaches? Will he just sacrifice them? They aren't going to kill that, so I'm not sure why he would sacrifice them.
I don't know what he's doing.
That's like the only choice that doesn't make sense. He's like, all right, I bruised it. It's at 526 of 550, so when it recharges those shield stasis, 1 less Baneling to kill it. No, that was actually a misstep there. Definitely could have gotten away with at least 2 roaches.
Well, he could have split the roaches up and gone in different
exactly.
directions.
2 one direction, 2 the other. 2 of them live. That simple. Tasteless.
Yep. I do love that Stalker placement, though, again.
Yeah.
Just because you don't have to have the cannons too close to where the roaches can run up and hit it and run away. It's like the Stalker can do that. No, these queens are like, we're old. We're old. We got to get back to the nursing home.
The nursing hatchery in the bottom right.
The nursing hatchery, thank you.
All right, so Void Ray going to come down, be stopped very easily. It's a single Void Ray. He's not going to make any more. He's not going to make any Phoenixes. He's all good. But he is making a good amount of gateways. Looks like he's actually going to go up to, Colossus plus 5 gate, also getting upgrades. And that's fine. It's not all in-ish. He can kind of just do what he wants off of it. You can try to hit a timing, some sort of pressure timing, or go take a 3rd base. And it's probably going to be a combination of the 2. Hit a slight timing. In fact, he did sneak out another Void Ray when I wasn't looking.
Yep, no, he's got a few more out. So, where does the game go from here? I mean, Lucira did get that 3rd base up. Obviously, TricKsteR can't be happy about that because when you go for a Stargate build, generally you're able to delay the hatch or kill a queen or do something. No, they didn't do anything. And that may be for rush. That maybe just try to sneak an expansion up and, faking some pressure here. He might not actually have his heart to taking this base out, but actually just to make it look like he's going to do that.
Yeah, this is actually kind of a funny rush. He has a bunch of Zealots with it. But with the roaches that are up there, this would probably just go ahead and fail quite hard. 3 queens and a spore. No, it's not really going to do much, but TricKsteR wants to try it anyways. Again, if he loses...
he shouldn't be doing this.
Yeah, I mean, this is not going to work, but even if he loses all those Zealots and 1 Stalker, you don't actually really care about Zealots in this matchup. They're just like, they're just kind of filling in, you know? Know what I'm saying?
No, I mean...
Nah.
Yeah. Have you noticed... Actually, we can't get a shot. Can you check the Nexuses, the Nexi or whatever? He has a lot of chrono boosted energy on both of us. Is this... I don't think that makes a lot of sense considering what he's doing. He's upgrading, he's making Colossus. He should actually be chrono boosting. That doesn't make any sense.
It's certainly a hole in his play, Tasteless. He absolutely should be chrono boosting Colossi, upgrades. You know, those are basically the 2 things Protoss want to chrono boost at this point.
It's one of the things they can do that the other races can't to get ahead.
Yeah, and he is missing that quite a bit.
So that's a bit weird.
At the same time, Lucira, we have to be critical of him as well. It's a little bit more abstract to see, but his creep spread is not up to where it should be based upon the number of queens he has. I'm looking at their energy. It's not as high as you would hope. So both of them making little mistakes with their Starcraft 2 macro mechanics.
I do like the quick expansion, quick third base here from TricKsteR, because the beauty of that is that Zerg can't attack with Roach Zergling with the Void Razor out if he controls that area well. And the other thing, think about this, Artos, is that if Zerg takes a 4th base, that's when it's going to start getting hard. Then you're expanding towards your opponent, not away.
You know, the third base of TricKsteR Tasteless also has a sentry on it. I love that. This is very StarCraft 1-esque. It's much like leaving High Templars with cannons at an expand. He has cannons and a sentry there. So
and now you can see that Sarah finds out way too late. He's like,
that's a difficult thing to break. And as you said, Tasteless, he's going to have to bring Hydras along. The Colossus are going to do very well. The area in front of that third base rather, is an area that's going to be very hard to actually break through force fields on.
Oh! Nice save there.
And here we go. Lucira's making his move, but TricKsteR's army is splitting up in the wrong way.
We got to get this
And oh my god, we're not showing you, but all the Colossus going down. TricKsteR's army literally just spit in the wrong direction. This was actually the easiest victory. He would have killed all those roaches, losing almost nothing if his units had all been together.
Well, here's the other problem, though, is that if he can get... Well, I guess these roaches are going to get away. Yeah, that was pretty poorly handled. Okay, that was the most random force field in the world.
You know,
that was pretty poorly handled there by TricKsteR.
His units went in 2 directions. It was the most sad thing to watch. Like 12 roaches beat 3 Colossus and a Stalker. So right now, TricKsteR is actually probably shaking his head in his booth.
But the truth of the matter is that he doesn't have a 4th base, excuse me, Lucira doesn't yet, and that's all that TricKsteR has to wait for.
You know, the game isn't over from that. But, I mean, TricKsteR has got to be feeling terrible because the army he had was never going to even be touched by the army Lucira had.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely correct.
Oh,
nice.
Man. Really showing off the power of force fields on this map. Very small chokes, very hard to break through. But imagine that army, Tasteless. Imagine that army with 3 more Colossus.
This Zealot's like,
boy.
That was too bad. I agree. I mean, a few more additional Colossus, he might even start to be able to poke a little bit more.
Yeah.
Now, we do have an expansion over here at the center left that we haven't gotten a shot of yet, but we will soon, I'm sure. And that's pretty huge because basically that expansion is, if that gets up, that's bad news for TricKsteR. His whole game plan sort of in a bad position. He should be scouting that. He's not right now.
Well, TricKsteR going to continue to poke. Lucira is taking his 4th base.
You can see TricKsteR actually wants to take the gold pretty soon.
Well, I mean, this poking is just never going to end. This area, it takes just 3 force fields and the army is divided.
Oh, not the best force fields.
Yeah, just trying to keep his poke going without withdrawing too far. Corruptors are out, but not doing a great job yet with those Corruptors. They're just kind of floating around. Finally going after those Colossi, and one of them will be taken out right away. The second one being targeted down. But TricKsteR, he has the high ground, he has the force fields, he has the Guardian Shield, he has 1-1. Lucira, on the other hand, just with a 0-1 upgrade. And, I mean...
Here's one thing I'd do right now. I would stop making Colossi.
Yeah.
You can go Templars. You can see he is making an Immortal. And that's good because the Corruptors are not going to be as useful anymore.
And you know what? Lucira is predicting that. He's actually making a bunch more Hydras right now. He's like, okay, I killed the Colossus. It's time for a round of Hydras. And that is how any top level Zerg is going to react in that situation.
I don't know, man. This army's pretty scary.
Yeah.
Almost lost the Observer there. That could have been bad. Note the expansion of the upper left, or middle left, rather, is in pretty good shape.
Yeah. There's a probe up there that sees it, so definitely going to be attacking a little bit here. But TricKsteR doing a good job. He's moving over to the side now.
Nice
look at
blinking
that.
on top of that.
Those lings got blunked, Tasteless.
Blinkety blunk.
Well, we have Psystorm on the way. There are High Templars already in his army. Oops. Oopsie daisy.
That Immortal never knew what hit him. Oh, he's got to be really careful about attacking those angles because the force fields are just too good.
That's quite true. But at the same time, TricKsteR's down to just 4 sentries. He's spending a lot of gas on High Templars at this point. Right now, Lucira is maxed. 186 for TricKsteR. He should not engage this army yet. He has to wait for Psystorm, or it's going to be far less efficient than it would be. That's a lot of Hydras in there. And it takes a lot of damage and realizes, uh-oh, I actually do have to wait for Psystorm. Now, that's one thing you have to be careful about, Tasteless.
Now, here come the Zealots. This attack over here.
I like this choice. He has extra minerals. He says, all right, I'm going to go and start putting pressure on. Look at that beautiful position. Beautifully done. And Psystorm is done now, so he can go ahead and engage this Hydra-based army. As long as he storms well, he should be able to fare quite well against it. Lucira taking a lot of damage.
Archon in the front here taking some damage. And, you know, I got to say, this bottleneck is going to make it pretty difficult for the Zerg to have any success over there.
That's right. A nice little blink down, try to kill off some extra units before they get away. Colossus production coming back in as the Corruptor number does diminish.
All right. Right now, Lucira continuing to crank out a lot of units. Lucira did get that additional base up, but at the same time, TricKsteR, if he gets the gold up, I mean, that changes everything because it's pretty tough for the Zerg to secure the gold from these positions, considering how the proximity from the Protoss is natural expansion.
Well, he has some Psystorms, Tasteless. There's still a good amount of Hydras in here. 1-1 upgrades for Lucira, 2-1 for TricKsteR, and a Dark Shrine on the way, as well as this gold base. So,
little run around here. We saw this in the previous game too. Actually, the first game on Dual Say, not the previous game. And this is just to get a few units to warp in over there.
Actually, what happened just before the Zerglings get in there, he canceled his Dark Shrine and built it somewhere else.
Huh.
He does not want Lucira to see the Dark Shrine. He wants to be able to just randomly kill and expand with Dark Templars, and that's actually a really intelligent move right there.
All right, he's moving in now. He's got to be careful. Such a narrow map, and really, are these Zealots just going to keep talking to each other like that while the expansion dies?
I don't know. We will see. A lot of Psystorms going on. Beautiful Psystorms. Lucira not even trying to dodge, just engaging. Everything is deep, dark red. But during all this, those Zerglings have actually already killed the Templar Archives, and they're still going to work at his home base.
That's going to be pretty bad once he realizes, oh my god, the Zerglings are still killing stuff. And now he notices.
Yeah.
And that means if he can snipe off those two, about 4 High Templars over there, then there's not a lot that can be done. Luckily for TricKsteR, he's gone back into Colossus.
Yep. Now, one thing I want to point out is that the Dark Shrine is about to finish. There's no Spore Crawler on the left-hand side base of Lucira. TricKsteR knows that. I think that's exactly why he canceled that Dark Shrine, saying, hey, Zergs nowadays, they don't just auto-prepare all the time. And if he just sends 3 DTs up there, Tasteless, he will easily take out that hatchery.
Attack over here at the gold base. And these Zerglings are going to run away. I'm surprised he didn't blink there on top of them, but we will see. Hiding that 1 DT. Oh, nice. Beautiful save.
Yeah. Walks that Colossus right over the Zerglings. A lot of Roaches are out. It's approximately the same supply, 185 to 173. We do have 69 probes to 72 drones. Very even in that regard.
Little Roach drop over here now. He's using these DTs to defend, but that's going to tip his hand here.
Yes.
As far as was planned for the future, that's it. Lucira GG's.
Yeah.
The situation was just too difficult from there. How does Zerg expand again, especially with TricKsteR taking the gold base? Well done by TricKsteR.
You know, I really like how TricKsteR played that game. He took, he messed up an all-in. He said, all right, I'll go into a macro game. And then he just very quickly, very deftly took that side location where he could put 2 cannons, 2 zealots on the ramp, and a sentry, and he'll have all day to get over there with his Colossi. Beautifully played for that map. I'm so impressed. In fact, I don't really use Colossus play anymore in this matchup, but I'm going to have to on that map, Tasis, because that was actually awesome. He even lost 3 Colossus completely for free, still mopped Lucera up as if he was a nub.
You know, and another factor to keep in mind is that he opened up with a cannon rush on that map that did not even get, develop. I mean, he had to cancel the pylons. You're not supposed to be able to come back from a situation like that, but, moving his Void Rays out with his small army and then taking a third base, he knows that the longer the game goes, the harder it is for Zerg to actually get more expansions up.
And you just gave me some nerd chills because I even forgot about the Void Rays. The 2 Void Rays say, well, if you want to attack this base with enough units to kill it, you have to bring Hydras. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm making Colossus. You don't want to make Hydras and attack off creep. That's stupid.
Yeah, you can't retreat with Colossus.
Everything. TricKsteR actually playing that out perfectly. If you're a Protoss, you want to know how to play that map in PvZ, that's it. Watch that strategically after the failed cannon rush. Best strategical play I've seen on that map, PvZ.
Really, it was really good, and especially because you cannot attack with, or you cannot retreat with Hydras off creep, so you basically don't want to attack with Hydras off creep. Because you got those little slug bodies. I mean, you can imagine moving as a Hydra on grass. You're like, it's just like dragging your belly on the grass on a desert map. Rocks are getting on your skin. You're like, I just want the slimy creep. It feels good on my little Hydra slither slug body.
Dragging your body down the road on Metalopolis.
I know. All right, it's time for game number 4. Right now, if TricKsteR wins this, he moves on to the Final 4. If Lucera wins this, it goes on to the rubber match. Who's going to win it? The map is Xel'Naga Fortress. Let's see what kind of strategies TricKster's going to do. If it's going to be more aggression. Lucera right now, he's not the decision maker. He's the one doing the Karate Kid wax off, wax on. Just trying to defend and stay alive. All right, it's time. The game is loaded. So let's see. TricKsteR against Lucera. Game number 4.